So, Preacher, I actually want to ask you this on camera.
Yeah, what's up?
So, recently we put out a video in regards to like my hesitancy with, getting vaccinated or whatnot. And, caused some issues with YouTube and us. And, made me think about it. When you cover certain topics on this platform, immediately what ends up happening is that you start to get deranked, meaning your videos get shown to less people, which, then affects your revenue stream, it affects your ability to grow, it affects a lot of different things. And we've been feeling it for a couple months, right? There's a reason why our click-through rate is the same that is, but the impressions, which is how many videos people get shown to, has reduced. And it's been like a confusing thing. So, I'm in talks with YouTube, but it made me think like, should we avoid these kind of topics or these things that we don't want to talk about? But the truth is we've also gotten here by talking about all the things that we want, by discussing things that we want.
So we're in a catch-22?
A little bit. For me, this is my thoughts on it, my personal opinion. I would just like to cover what we want to cover. And if it gets shown to less people, it is what it is. We kind of got to eat that. But that's what I think is better. Do you think we should segment our content to just include certain things and maybe keep that COVID stuff for other platforms?
I mean, we could. At the end of the day, this is our bread and butter. Doesn't mean that we don't have an opinion about some stuff. I don't want to close. I don't want to be close-minded to everything that we want to talk about. Like, be like, you know what, we're not going to talk about it because we just want to be about the money. That's not what we've been about, and that's not what it is. Now, you have to ask yourself the question: is it worth it? Yeah. Whenever we cover, it's not everything that is covered. It's worth being covered.
Yeah, some things we just don't want to cover because we're not interested.
Because we're not interested. But after that, there's like the toll that it takes on the other videos that we really want to put out there.
Yeah.
So that's what a question we have to ask. Pros and cons. Good or bad.
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
Is it worth it?
Let me work it. I put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it.
Yeah. It's a tough question. I think for me, we never really got into it for the money. So I suppose the decision's pretty simple for us from a principle standpoint. But it is unfortunate because, the principle aside, we do want folks to be able to see the videos. And I'm not even talking about like complete strangers. I'm talking about our own subscribers. The fact that you guys start to see it less and less despite having the bell checked off. That's also unfortunate to me. So it's just some of the things that YouTube sometimes does that makes you realize like, you can't keep yourself to one platform, which is why...
Well, we could put the videos on. If we put the video on a platform but only showing to our Patreon, we get deranked still?
Potentially, yeah. It's a complicated one. But anyways, we're going to try to figure out a way to kind of get the best of both worlds. I turned to Mike Tyson real quick.
The thing that happened is that since this platform is moving so much and all the time, there's really no real question. There's really no real answer to that question.
No, because we don't do safe stuff. No. So because of that, you recognize that you're expendable, and that's the reality. Yeah. So anyways, for that reason alone, I think that's why, we're going to call on you guys to help out. If you guys can, hit the bell button if you're already subscribed. If you're not, make sure you do. But if you guys want to help us out, make sure to like every video. Doing all that little stuff helps us boost us up in the algorithm so that we don't have to deal with this stuff all the time. But it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we even measured content that doesn't necessarily spread information, but just shares a different perspective that just comes from personal experience. Even that kind of stuff is now becoming unacceptable in year of trusted sources, which actually can't be trusted per se.
Even that video is not going to get as much use. Watch.
No, even this one. Like the last COVID video, I want to tell you something up. It had the highest click-through rate of any video we've ever done. But the impressions was in the bottom third. And if you don't know what click-through rate is like when people see it, how often do they click through it? We had some between 25 and 30%. If you don't know how insane that is, most videos hover between 11 to 15%. It was double that, crazy high. But the impressions was mad low because YouTube didn't want to recommend it to folks, which is, how they operate. And then I got contacted. It was some issues. But for me, it's important because if it's on my mind, I like talking about it. And if you want to help us out, you guys want to make sure that we get through that. Definitely make sure you hit the likes and stuff like that. We are going to start posting more exclusive videos just on Patreon alone. So if you guys want to be able to support, Preacher setting up his own personal podcast that's going to be available through the Patreon on video. So be on the lookout for that. But we're definitely going to be making a lot of content to make it worthwhile for you guys. So if you want to support us and keep the channel going, always help us out that way. But yeah, even beyond that, if you guys just take the time to hit the like and comment, that also helps out a lot. So want to make it worth it for you guys, I suppose. But we wanted to have like a transparent talk because so many of you were asking us about the video. And I'm like, it's unfortunate, man. It's just part of being on this platform. I don't regret the things I said, but definitely the platform makes it very difficult to say all the things that you want. But, it's how we got here. So it's how we'll keep going forward. Is there anything else? So just wanted to let you guys know. You guys can let us know your thoughts. But yeah, they really don't want folks talking about this unless you say what they say. Doesn't matter how right you are. Doesn't matter how many studies you cite.
Doesn't matter.
Or, how many things. Like, you could get banned for saying the very same things that they say on CNN or CNBC.
But you were not CNN or CNN.
CNN come out like, there's a new controversial study. If you come out and say there's a new controversial, you could get. That's how crazy things have gone. So it's just unfortunate that we can't have these talks casually. But that's the era we live in. So gotta make it work.